Well, it has food in it, though. It had crumbs in it.
Yeah.
It has crumbs in it. Jonathan Cohen first. He's first. Oh, hold on. I gotta get it attached.
And then can I try a chip? There's two. We got one for demonstration.
Jonathan Cohen is first. Love it. We'll be getting started in just a minute. Chris Barrett, what's happening? We'll be starting in just a couple minutes. Can everybody hear? Can Alex hear me, Jonathan? The red onion came from Publix. Yeah, this is going to be knife skills. Not so difficult today, but it's really good. I haven't made this in a long time. Hey, Max. Oh, Brad, Alex, and Dina are watching. Hey, Brad. Hey, Dina. Hey, Alex.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that about the red onion. Is there a certain brand? That's not good. I can't imagine Publix would have kept it on the shelf.
What's going on with the red onion?
Aunt Diane says there's salmonella.
Oh, salmonella. That's terrible.
All right, everybody. 1 o'clock, Sunday. We are back. We are back. The red onion. I can't imagine Publix. If there was a problem, wouldn't you think Publix would have pulled it? Pretty sure.
Did you hear about it on the news? I don't know.
Yeah, I would have heard about it on the news. I'm gonna go with it because Publix. I can't imagine Publix would have left it there. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good.
What are you eating?
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers. Sorry about last week. I would say that I was busy. I just couldn't get my stuff together. I couldn't decide whether to make this and something else to bake. And time-wise, I just couldn't get it together. So I'm not going to make excuses. It was on me.
You're like everyone else during this time. I mean,
This time is interesting. I hope everybody is staying safe and doing what they do. So maybe we'll have a visit from Mrs. Kravitz today. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, all right, so let's get started. It's real simple today. We're going to have a review of the sea bass, of how to sear the sea bass in the pan. And we're going to make a really simple, delicious black bean corn relish. So we've got garlic. And there, I gave you guys a recipe and portions and to keep for later. But this is really one of those things that It doesn't really matter. We're going to put it in. We're going to taste it. We're going to adjust. So
But all fresh vegetables.
let's
like,
tweak it. Yeah, but look at that. I mean, look at this.
fresh-
Look at this.
I guess except for the black beans, but
I mean, the black beans are okay. But, I mean, look at it. Look how fresh this is going to be.
yeah, I love it.
Right? It's all good.
All right, let's roll.
All right, let's get going. We're going to start with the corn because it takes the longest. So, come on, bring your corn. Bring your corn over. I would start getting your oil. If you're cooking with me, go ahead and get your oil hot because we'll get to that in a
Wait a
minute.
minute, you're just putting the corn in the husks?
Totally.
Okay. So
This is one of these things that I found. I saw this this guy who was a real Southern guy, and he makes this unbelievable food. It's great, but I couldn't believe it. So you take corn right from the grocery store, no shucking at all, and you put it right in the microwave, and it's 4 minutes per piece. So I got 4 in there, so I'm gonna put it on 16 high. Nothing to it. Like there's nothing special about it.
4 minutes per ear.
Per ear, 4 minutes. I have 4. 4 times 4 is what, Max? 16. Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, thank God. Thank God he knows that. So that's gonna go, and we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back and forth. So let's get started. We're gonna just start in no particular order. We're gonna get the base of it going first. All right, this is the oil and vinegar.
Call me when it's done.
Okay, see you later. Peace out. Now, if you like it less vinegar and more oil, then put a cup of oil and a half cup of vinegar. Or if you want it more vinegar, flip it around.
What does the recipe call for, Hilly?
Well, there is no recipe. That's the thing. So it all depends what
Okay,
you want to do.
what
would
usually-
you like?
Well, I mean, I think it's better for more vinegar than oil.
Great. Then let's do the half cup of oil because it makes you happy.
Would that have been what you were going to do?
Sure. That drives you crazy.
It does, but we need to tell people the quantities that you're doing.
It's 1 cup to a half a cup, and however you want it. If you want it more vinegar, it's a full cup of vinegar. Half cup oil. But we want more vinegar, so we're going to do a full cup of vinegar. Right? Yeah? No?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. That doesn't really matter because it's just the marinade for this thing, for the sauce. Jonathan Cohen, do you understand this? Because Jonathan's got to be happy. He's like here every week. And Alex is here I heard Alex Cohen is really excited.
All right, so 1 cup of vinegar, half a cup of vegetable oil.
Half cup oil. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Now you can do whatever you would like. Okay?
Meaning you can alternate that.
Oh God.
Jonathan's like, yes, but I agree with Michelle. Ding.
What?
Just saying.
Oh, Jonathan, you threw me under the bus. All right. So there's your oil and vinegar. Okay, you're just going to put your garlic in.
How much garlic?
About a teaspoon,
Of minced garlic?
Minced garlic. Yep, minced garlic. Okay, you're going to put a little bit of salt.
See, directions are needed for beginners.
By this time,
No,
they shouldn't be. There are no beginners at this point.
So you did how much garlic again?
Tablespoon.
Okay, tablespoon of garlic. Now we're going to salt.
A teaspoon of salt.
Teaspoon of kosher salt.
Yep, and we're just going to whisk it together. And when you whisk it together, oil and vinegar obviously don't mix. But when you mix it together, it's a temporary emulsion, is what it's called. A temporary emulsion, because it will temporarily stay together and then it will separate. Like mayonnaise is a permanent emulsion which holds together forever. Okay, so we've got our sauce. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's our marinade. Everything's going to go in. And we'll put the sugar in a little later. Okay, so everything goes in. Can of black beans. Drained.
Beans
drained and rinsed. Yep. Okay. Put that off to the side. Now we're going to start cutting up everything. So we have 3 bell peppers, 1 of each color.
Are they already washed?
They are pre-washed.
I mean, you washed them.
Who else would wash them?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Who else would have done that?
Not like
Mrs.
you
Kravitz
like
came over. Oh, I
pre-washed
sent them over to Mrs. Kravitz.
vegetables.
I sent them over to Mrs. Kravitz for her to wash it.
Okay.
All right.
We should have had Judy give us tomatoes for this.
We
from
should
her
have.
garden.
Judy's growing this beautiful garden.
The-
Maybe we'll go do it. Maybe we'll
tomatoes.
we'll go do a live remote
She
from
has
her
the
garden.
best, tomatoes for sure.
Yep. We'll do a live remote from Judy and John's house.
Okay, so
All right.
how many?
So
these are
six
Roma
Roma,
tomatoes?
6 Roma tomatoes. But apparently, some people couldn't find the Roma tomatoes. So any tomato will do. You know, so if you bought the big ones, so maybe 3 beefsteak tomatoes. Again, there's not a whole lot. If you want more tomato, it's not going to matter if it's 1, 2, 3, or whatever, right? So we're going to slice them up. Okay, you're going to cut them in half. And then it's going to be like cutting an onion. Okay,
That's better.
that's it. So you slice it that way. You slice it to the dice or to the strips. Okay. And then you're going to cut it into dice. Look at those knife skills. Beauty. And this recipe is really important to make sure you have it like cubed well, so it looks really well at the end.
We always talk about that so that you don't have chunks that are bigger, smaller.
Right. You don't want to have You want to have mouth-sized pieces. You don't want to have huge chunks of something.
People may assume that you are this orderly and consistent and organized. It's so misleading.
That's brutal. There it is. There's the sweetness. There's the person that I know and love and married. You're so kind and thoughtful. And you still can't get it together when you cut stuff together.
I know. I like them chunks.
Look at that. Beauty.
It's well done, Hilliard. Well done.
Beauty. Reminds me of you, Michelle. Square and beautiful. All right, so for time's sake, I'll do one more. So we're going to cut the tips off the top and the bottom. Okay. I'll do one more to show you. Okay. Cut it like an onion. Right up top, right through the middle, and that should be it. Okay. Hold it together.
Did you go to the farmer's market for this thing?
No.
No.
Went to the Publix
Oh.
and got my salmonella onion.
Stop. It's not funny.
I need to know that. I just can't believe
Well,
Publix would have
what
had
do
it
you
on
want
the
me to
shelf.
do?
Nothing. All right, so now we're going to, for time saving, we're going to, I have a KitchenAid blender, and it's got the dicing unit. This is kind of how it's done in restaurants for the most part. And it's also fun to watch. Cube. Oh, look, Michelle, it's messy.
I know. See, I would have just cut it because it's a whole other that now needs to be
I
cleaned.
know. Poor thing. Poor thing. Poor thing. All right, look at that. That's how.
That
That's
was easy, though.
That's how restaurants definitely do it. But it's also good to know how to cut it. And now, anybody know what's next? We've done this before. We've done this before. What's next? Why am I putting it in a strainer? Jonathan Cohen, you're up. What's the answer?
Someone said the corn is burning.
Huh?
Someone said the corn is burning.
No, we got 7 minutes to go. Who said that, Laura Weiss?
No, David Gruson.
Oh, David. All right, so we put it in here.
You put the too much water. Jonathan says too much water.
Correct.
We're
We're gonna top it with salt.
So it lets the water. It takes some of the water out.
Right, because the salt will release some of the water and flavor it. Okay, so it's not as juicy. Okay, beautiful.
Perfect.
Tomatoes. So that's good. Now let's get to the peppers. We're going to dice these up too. So you can do it one of two ways. You can push it through, okay, and pull it out, and you can cut it that way. Or you cut it right by the green. What's the date today?
The 9th.
Today the 9th? Alex Blondheim.
Birthday's the 11th.
Birthday is coming up on the 11th. I knew it. So happy birthday, Alex. Hey Alex Blondheim, I'm waiting on your recipe for, there's some kind of sandwich Dee told me about that you make. I want it. I want to do it. Get it to me.
Yeah, so Ann sent us a link to the news article about
The salmonella.
red onions.
What did it say?
It says Publix giant Eagle stores added to nationwide onion recall as more states report salmonella cases.
Okay.
Are we going to use just...
We'll just use if you have a red onion, let's get rid of it. It's okay. Let's just go to a regular onion.
Well, that's like a sweet Valdelia.
It's fine. It is what it is. Better safe than sorry, I guess.
Correct.
When in doubt, throw it out, people. When in doubt, throw it out. So we're going to throw it out. So we're cleaning up the bell pepper. Just clean it up.
Get rid of all the seeds.
All the seeds and all the white stuff. Okay? And let's do it again with the red. All right. There's that.
Your dad came in late. What are we making?
Oh, you snooze, you lose, Dee. Sorry.
Corn.
No, we're doing a black
bean relish.
We're doing a corn and black bean relish. Just go ahead.
With sea bass, seared with pan-fried sea bass and something tortilla.
Corn tortilla.
Corn tortilla.
We're going to fry our own corn tortillas in just a second. Okay. So this is cut it into strips again. It's a lot of knife skills today. Yeah, about half the width, about a half inch, half the width of your index finger, about half the width of that.
Got it.
Got it? Okay.
What did you do with the peppers off camera? Clean them with your hands? You cut away the middle of it.
Yeah, you just cut. So on the top of the pepper, you have the stem. Just cut it right where the green meets the color. And just cut it right off there, square it off, and it'll go right around the seeds. Okay?
Hi, Gail. Gail Skelton.
Hey, Gail. We're still together, Gail. Even through the fire alarm, she stayed. Those of you that don't know Gail Skelton, she's awesome. She is the lady who we've remained friends with and stayed close to. Oh, Lord. What do you want, Kravitz?
What's going on in there?
What do you want?
What's going on in there? Stop feeding
Everybody, meet our neighbor, Sally Siegel,
Sally's the best.
a.k.a. Mrs. Kravitz.
Tilly feeds my dog broccoli sprouts.
Why are you fetching today?
Make sure you don't send over any fish.
Why?
Bones.
fish.
No fish
No
bones.
fish.
Why not?
No fish
Promise,
bones.
Sally.
No
Promise.
fish bones.
Yeah, but I'm buying a fillet, so not to worry. What are you doing with the binoculars?
You know I can see straight through from my bedroom.
Oy.
Well, then you're not seeing much, Sally. See it?
Smells good in there.
I know.
Right?
Is that sea bass?
That is microwaved corn. Bye, Miss Kravitz. All right. Anyway, Gail Skelton is the lady who, she worked at the Four Seasons at the time. She is the one who did our wedding at the Four Seasons. And during the ceremony, apparently, if I was told correctly.
Gail said she had to go into a support group after the alarm debacle. So did we.
Yeah. So
I think the first word out of my mouth, aside from I do, was
F. You dropped F-bombs.
like
You
10
dropped the F-bombs outside. Let me recreate the scene for you that, you're supposed to be a happy bride. Right out. I mean, this is immediate. We leave.
Walk down the aisle.
Well, keep in mind, the fire alarm went off twice during Rabbi Krupnik's doing the ceremony, right? And he saved it fairly well. But we go outside, we go back down the aisle, we walk out. Michelle looks so happy and pretty and whatever. And Gail's standing right there. And I know there are kids watching. So y'all fill in the blank. And Michelle looks at Gail and went, "What the?"
I couldn't stop cursing.
In our day, our life started with an F-bomb. Nice, Michelle, nice. Real classy.
I know.
Real classy.
And I still remain that way.
And Gail was like, "I know, I'm sorry. And I was like, "It's okay. It's okay. We're all good."
It's okay, get Michelle a Long Island iced tea.
Right, just get her a Long Island. Just keep her drunk. Just keep her drunk. All right.
So 1 can of black beans.
1 can of black beans drained and rinsed.
1 red pepper, 1 green pepper, and 1 yellow pepper.
And it all goes in. You're just putting it's all going in the mix.
And like 6 Roma tomatoes or 3 beef steak tomatoes.
Yeah, or the big ones, yeah. And if you see that...
Yes, I can laugh about it now. Lots of therapy, and then having kids has definitely softened me up. A little bit. A little.
Slightly.
Now,
instead of F-bombs, it's something else. Mm-hmm.
Not really.
No, you still have sailor mouth.
It's terrible.
She can't help it.
I can't.
She gets it. It comes from her parents.
It does.
They're Yankees. End of story. They're from New York. They drop bombs. All right. So y'all kind of get the idea.
I love all the fresh vegetables though, and I love how it's so colorful.
Yeah, this is a really colorful dish.
It's a great thing to bring over to.
Right, because you
if
can.
you're going to bring something to someone's house.
Yes, you can put it. That's a great point. You can make everything here and then put it together at a friend's house because we're going to fry our own tortillas and everything.
But I mean, this type of relish or whatever you're calling it is good. Like you could
Corn and black bean relish.
Corn and black bean relish. I mean, it's good for even like chips and
Yeah.
Like it says chips and salsa. Like bring this over.
Absolutely, there's no question. You can definitely use it as a dip for people because what you'll do is you'll just end up straining the.
A lot of juice out.
Well, you're going to strain all the
Oil.
juice. It's all going to come out. This is just the marinade. Okay. It's just the marinade for.
How long does it need to marinate?
It's going to marinate for 2 hours or overnight. So minimum is 2 hours. So y'all will let it sit.
The longer you let it marinate, though, the better.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's no
And
question.
if you let it marinate overnight, just stick it in the refrigerator. Is that correct?
Yep. Just let it go in the fridge. Yep.
Oh, and you're adding avocados too.
Well, you top it with avocados.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, you top it with avocados. And then it's a really nice little plate. So a lot of knife skills on this. So I kind of wanted to get y'all some practice with the knife cutting. Okay.
Max loves using cutting vegetables and stuff.
Max says.
Getting pretty
Yeah, he gets up, he makes his own. Oh, he makes a really delicious guacamole. Oh, yeah, we made that one week.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions up to this point?
No.
Who has joined us?
Carl just joined.
Hey, Carl.
Lori White.
Oh, Lori.
White.
Yeah, look, yeah. Oh, hey, Lori, did you see? She and I went to high school together at Jeff Davis. If y'all are watching America's Got Talent, Lori and I's high school is the marching band, the Jeff Davis Volunteers. I haven't seen them. I know they're still there, but they've made it to another round of America's Got Talent, and they were awesome. So if you haven't checked out America's Got Talent, go check out the Jeff Davis Marching Band. All right, so the onion, the reason I cut that little slice off right there is to make it flat. So you cut just a little bottom, create a bottom, so it doesn't roll around and doesn't get your fingers. Because we're totally about that.
On our fingers.
Yeah, that one. Yes, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
That would be nice to have 10. Okay. We'll cut right through the knob or the base. Jonathan, quiz.
He's not gonna sign in anymore because you're gonna be.
Please, he loves it. Pam says he loves it. He and Alex love this. Why are we cutting it? What part of the onion do we use to cut to make the perfect cube? Go, Jonathan. I'm gonna throw you right. You're getting quizzed. And if Alex answers, then
He says, nice tip with the cutting off the end piece so you don't.
slice your fingers open.
The lines.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Jonathan Cohen has been paying attention in class. Did Alex know that too? I hear Jonathan's wife always texts me after Jonathan and Alex make dinner, and she's basically said he went from peanut butter and jelly to seared sea bass. All right, so
Yes, he told me the answer. Good job, Alex.
attaboy, Alex. Paying attention, that's good. All right, so we had to punt with the red onion.
Why? What do you think the difference in the taste is going to be from the red onion to the Valdelia sweet onion?
Well, nothing too much, really. It's just going to be a color. You don't have that.
Color.
I like the purple color in there.
Yes.
Instead of the white.
Yes.
But it's fine.
You're right. The color would have been very vibrant.
Yeah, I like the color. The color purple.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, so we're there. Our corn is now ready. So let's pause for just a minute.
We're gonna get the corn, right?
We're going to go over and I'm going to show you how to do the corn now.
Do I have to come over there? Or are you gonna do that over here?
You'd follow me anywhere. I mean, look at that. So you're just marinating.
So good, and it smells so good already.
Yeah. Okay. But see how basically the cuts are all about the same, right? You got a couple of big
Except
pieces.
for those mistakes right there on the top.
Oh, it's so nice to have a wife that just is so nice, and there you go. What'd you say after the fire alarm went on? Trailer mouth? All right, let's get our corn. Let's put this on pause for just a second. Let's come over and get our corn out. This guy, I love these tricks. I just love these like deep southern guys that are these cooks. Okay, it's hot, so you're gonna do it quick, but basically you're gonna cut off, feel kind of where it is. You're gonna cut off kind of the bottom, okay? Just about that much. You're gonna take it by the hair and it pops right out. It's awesome. Like it's great. It's a great trick. And it's simple, it's easy. Look at that. I mean, that is a trick that you will never forget and you will use over and over.
Easy. You don't have to make a mess or anything.
Right, and it's steaming hot. Kind of like you, Michelle.
Oh, okay, please, thank you. So, if there are non-pepper eaters, is there a substitute that you would recommend?
That's a really good question.
What about radishes? I mean, I don't like radishes, but they have that like purpley.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What else could you use besides the bell peppers? I mean, what do you think? What do y'all think? Jonathan, what do you think?
Well, he asked the question.
Oh, he asked the question. That's a really good one. I got to think about that one. You could, no, because once you cut the okra up, the seeds and the stuff,
But not Judy's kind. It was really not.
well, when you still cut it up and you start using the inside and the seeds, it starts getting thick and, I mean, I guess you could put it in there. God, that's a good question. Let me think about it, Jonathan. All right, so what you're going to do, okay, you got the bottom off. Okay, you're going to cut the tip off. And this, you're going to cut the corn right off the cob. Okay, this, instead of a can of corn, it's hot. Instead of just opening up a can of corn, which you can do, I choose to do the fresh corn.
It's so much better.
And it's so much better. And it's so easy to do. But I really wanted to show you the trick in the microwave.
Charles Cohn says, "Holy cow, best tip ever."
Right? Charles, how great is that? No, seriously. I mean, corn, you got to sit there and like shuck it and whatever. It's a pain. But totally.
You're making a mess. Good thing we have a
Human vacuum.
doggy vacuum cleaner.
Exactly. So, not to throw my brother under the bus.
Oh wait,
but
Tish says, could you use apples for texture and sweetness versus pepper?
who said that?
Tish, close.
Trish.
Trish, sorry.
Yeah, you could. Apples
Yes,
would be
for
good.
Apples. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting. You could use mangoes for the yellow.
Oh, but it would be like a sweet.
Yeah, but it was sweet, right? It was still gonna be sweet because we're gonna put sugar in it. Yeah.
Okay, and then,
Oop, my corn's bad.
ooh. And then one more question: if our grocery shopper brought home corn outside the husk, how would you prepare it? Would you still microwave it?
Well, no. You could at that point once they bring it to
boil it,
you,
right?
yeah, you boil it, or you could boil it.
How much do you have to boil per ear?
What do you mean?
How long?
How long?
How long?
Till it floats. It'll start to float, and then you pull it off.
Okay, so you know the corn is ready
When it starts
you boil
floating.
When it starts floating. Okay.
Yeah.
Baby carrots. I guess you could do baby carrots in the relish.
You could
Not so
celery.
easy
You could
to-
do celery.
Celery.
You could do carrots. Carrots would not marinate as like everything else.
Absorb, right?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. You could probably try that. Bell pepper. It's a really great question. I don't, and I just can't think at the moment. I guess I guess what else is? I mean, you could.
They need to start learning to like peppers.
No, but I like the challenge though. I like the challenge. I definitely like the challenge. All right, so we're cut off the cob. This, by the way, this is what my mom used to do, and my brother wouldn't eat corn on the cob, so she'd cut it off the cob every time.
What a good mommy.
Nope, I wouldn't.
What a good mommy.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this corn and we're going to roast it just for a second.
Fresh pears. That's good.
Yeah, pears would be
are
good.
fun.
Pears would be good.
Yeah. Good ideas, Trish. Pears and apples. Why are you putting the corn in a pan?
I'm just going to like toast it for a second.
Why?
Do you not like that?
I'm just asking you.
Just to give it a little bit of that, it'll have a little bit of the blackness, the black color. It's really just for color. So if you don't have to do this.
I mean, I was wondering if it took out any of like the water, any water.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
And you're not putting putting anything in it. You're just literally putting it in a pan.
Yeah.
No oil.
Nope,
nothing.
no oil, no nothing. It's just going into a hot pan. Okay.
But this is a step that you do not need to do.
Nope, you do not do. You can put it. You can put it right in.
I got it.
This is, and that again, that's where this can come into play. All right. So while that's doing its
How long
thing,
do you leave that in there for?
a couple of minutes, you'll start to see it. Put it on high. Get the pan hot. Okay. Next week, we're baking next week, people. We are baking next week. Okay.
What is that?
Cilantro? It's cilantro. Yep. You can always tell the smell because it can look like parsley. It can look like Italian parsley because it is spiky on top, and Italian parsley is pointed versus curly parsley being rounded on top. But you can't miss that smell.
Show off.
Hey, when you got it, flaunt it.
Wait, let me ask you something. So is it already getting brown or no?
Not yet. Why don't you get off the table? Stop being lazy and come on over.
That's true. Thank you. You're absolutely correct.
Okay?
Just curious about that.
Yeah, you can kind of see some
Yeah.
see some of the
So
pieces.
you're not getting. Oh wow! Hello, fire.
Yeah, be careful with gloves on your hands. See, you're just toasting it off. You could put toasted pine nuts in this. Would be interesting. But yeah, you kind of create what
so
you
is
want.
that done then? I guess. I don't know.
We'll give it another second.
And then you're just gonna add that in the.
Yep, throw it right in, and then it'll start to marinate. All right, so it's just a half a bunch. Cut it off. Cut the tops off, and then you're going to this one. You're going to cut the stems and everything in. Okay. Okay, you're going to round it up, like roll it up like you would chiffonade something. You're not going to bruise cilantro like you would basil. So you can chop it. And this is cilantro. You either love cilantro or you hate it.
I like it.
Because some people it tastes like soap. It's like ginger.
I like it.
All right, there you go. Just a little browning.
Okay.
See it?
Good.
Right in. All right. And then just cut your celery up.
No cilantro.
So I'm sorry. What did I say? Celery?
Mm-hmm.
So cut your cilantro. Take a fingertip of it, kind of a big fingertip, and you're going to spread it on all over the top. Okay.
Yum.
And that's kind of it for now. Now you're going to mix it together. Leave some cilantro off to the side.
To garnish.
Garnish later, yeah. And if you want it more cilantro-y, you can do that. All right, so you may come to a point where you can't really see the oil and vinegar.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Do you add more or no?
Yeah, what would you do if you're in this situation?
Do you need to add more or is it enough?
Again, you need to have it covered. What would you do?
Taste it.
No. Just make it again. Just double it up. You just double up the recipe
But why?
because you want it under the completely covered.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So this is where it doesn't matter about the recipe comes into play, but you need to know. There you go, half cup. And now it's completely.
So you need it completely submerged.
Yeah, and it won't really. You're just doubling up the liquid. So you want it swimming in it.
All the other liquid was absorbed then, I guess.
No, we had more product than we did liquid. That's what it should look like.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it. Looks good.
All right. You can re-season later.
Oh, we haven't even put the tomatoes in yet.
Right. So there you go. Salt took out some of the juice. Right?
Did we add this tomatoes yet, or no? Do we still
Yeah, you put everything in. Everything goes in the bowl because you want the tomatoes marinated as well. You can save a few tomatoes if you'd like for garnish later. You are lazy today.
I woke up.
What you don't see is her just sitting here.
I woke up really early and I did my miles today, so I wasn't really lazy.
All right, so there you go. 2 hours in the refrigerator. Okay? Put it in the fridge. I'm going to have to use this early to finish, but I'm going to let it sit.
Not all of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to sit. Now you let that sit. The longer it sits, the better it is. So, you know.
No, it's not equal.
Kind of like you sitting down today.
Ha ha ha. Okay, no, it is not equal parts oil and vinegar. It is.
It's 1 cup to a half a cup. So if you want it.
So if you want it more oily, you do 1 cup.
Cup
of
oil,
oil,
half
a
cup
of
vinegar.
If you want it more vinegary, you do 1 cup vinegar, 1/2 cup of oil.
You're brilliant. You're brilliant. I did forget something. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, I forgot something.
You have to add sugar.
I got to add the sugar. And make sure you're grabbing the sugar and not the salt. So
Why are you adding sugar in here?
that's why I use coarse ground salt to know the difference, right? That's where the relish comes into play. I'm just going to make sure.
Okay. How much sugar are you adding in, and why are you adding sugar?
Probably two tablespoons. Just going to cover the top.
And why are you doing this?
That's where the relish comes into play.
What does that mean?
It's the sweetness is going to offset the vinegar. So you've got like a sweet and tangy. All right? Okay. And then you'll taste it later and you can readjust. That's going to go sit.
Good.
It's really good. All right? All right, put that in. All right, that's good for now. So let's go to frying your tortillas. All right. This is a great way. You can fry the corn tortillas. You can make your own chips. So while that's waiting, I'll show you just real quick. You just take corn tortillas. This is the brand. I like this brand. Who has the best corn tortillas is Buford Highway Farmers Market. They make them there on site. They pack them in paper. They're really good. But this brand at the grocery store, it's really good. So, corn tortillas. What do they do in the restaurants? Well, the restaurants, they don't necessarily cut their own corn tortilla because they come in, they buy them from the distributor already in raw form. Corn in raw form. It's already cut into chips and the triangles. Tyson makes it. Mexican Original is owned by Tyson, and they deliver them. But there's so restaurants don't cut it.
Why are you cutting it though?
I'm gonna show. I'm just showing a way to. So if you wanna make your own chips, okay, you just quarter it.
It's not worth it.
You can. Sure it is.
But what a pain in the ass to do that.
No, it's not.
For a chip?
Try that. Eat that.
I know, but I would rather just open a bag of.
Eat that. It's a whole different flavor. Poor thing.
That's good.
I'm sorry. What was that?
That's really good.
I'm sorry. Just what was that?
It's good. It's good.
And
but
that
it's
means
a lot
I
of
would.
work.
And that would mean I would be what?
I mean, you're correct. It's good.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
really
I just
good.
want to hear it one more
It's
time.
really good.
Just one more time.
It's very good.
Because why? I'm what? I'm right.
Bill says that he remembers when you bought a 5-bean salad at Costco, packed it in small containers, and then they resold it.
Well, that's just called brilliance.
Did you sell them like your cigarettes at the Dead shows?
Oh yeah, the Dutch. That was awesome. I'd go to Price Club, what was then Price Club. Now Costco bought them. I bought cartons of cigarettes and packed it into my car. Drove to Phoenix. Lived up in Phoenix for a while, like in my car, selling cigarettes at $5 a box, $5 a pack, and they were like $1 something a pack at the time. I mean, we made a fortune. And then I just returned whatever we didn't sell, but we sold everything. It was awesome. And my friend Carrie Levitt Stein, she went with me. People were. This guy comes out of the concert. The guy comes out of the concert. I'll never forget it. He comes out of the concert, and I'm standing there. We're standing there at the exit, and they were coming out. And the guy's like, "Dude, did you see me?" I was like, "No." He's like, "I fell asleep, and I missed trucking." And they just kind of walked away. I'm like, I love the dead people.
Bill says, and PB&J sandwiches.
PB&J sandwiches were a hit. Cigarettes were bigger, though. All right, so we're going to get the oil up to about 350.
So here we have our
So this is thermometer in. Now, if you don't have a thermometer, I'm going to show you. Take your wooden tool. It'll start to bubble when it's ready. So that is not currently ready. All right. It'll get there in just a second. Any other questions coming out?
No.
You want the other one?
No.
Let me get the salt ready because we're going to get ready to salt this thing. Getting there. Kind of the oil. Remember to use. You wanted the darker the oil, like a peanut oil or canola oil. When it's real golden, that's the oil you're looking for. You can fry in vegetable oil. It's totally fine. But if you can find a real deep golden yellow, that's going to hold up to the heat. The oil I'm using here is an industrial oil called Mel Fry.
Do you do this
it's what the
with,
restaurants use.
Flour tortillas?
They don't work. They burn. I've tried it with the flour tortilla. It just burns. Now you can bake them.
I'm not a big corn tortilla person either, but when you fry them, it tastes better.
Just like fried butter and fried Twinkies and fried Oreos. Who's with me? I know Bill's with me. I know it. Fried Twinkies. Anybody have it? Fried Kool-Aid is what I had.
Oh.
That was interesting. But this is how you make your homemade corn tortilla chips. Buy it, fry them. It takes like just seconds. And have your salt ready. And you're going to get it to about 350 degrees or till your now see it starts bubbling. The reason you want it to a certain temperature.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'll do it in the center. You want to make sure the oil is at a certain temperature because if you drop it in and it's not heated properly, the food will take on the oil, and that's where oiliness comes. Your food should not be oily if the oil is hot enough. All right, so we're right about 350. So you check it with your...
There you are, 350.
350. Okay, so it's bubbling. It should be ready. So you're going to take...
Agree, Emily. Totally agree. Okay.
All right, so you're going to drop in. You're going to drop... These are just for your chips. I'm just testing it with the chips. Okay, and they're going to puff. It's going to puff up. So you do a test round before you do anything.
Meryl says, "Love your kitchen. You look the same from high school."
Who's that? Oh, Meryl Smiley.
That's a compliment, Hilliard.
Thanks, Meryl.
Would an electric skillet help maintain temperature or no?
Yeah, it's fine either way. I mean, you just got to get the oil heated up. And careful, and don't let it get too hot. And you're going to turn them. This is to test it. Test your first round so you're not... Always do a tester. Okay, and you're going to get it to where it's golden. Kind of like you when you're suntanned.
Oh my God.
Hey, it's better that I say it.
That's true.
Okay, and you'll know it'll stop kind of bubbling when it's ready.
But you don't want it like burnt.
Right, but you want to make sure it's cooked. All right, so that's going to be good. Now you immediately hit it with the salt because it's going to stick. That's what you do for the fries at restaurants. They take them out and you immediately hit them with the seasoning salt, Lowry's or whatever. Okay.
Okay, so now are you going to do the...
Yeah, now we're going to do the big... Yeah, now we know the oil is right about this, is the right temp. Okay? It's a little bit hot now, 385.
Ellen, I'm buying the bag, baby. Buying the bag. I would never take the time to do this. Ever.
But that's
I
the
just
point of
wouldn't.
this.
I understand. I'm just telling
It's all
you.
for John. It's all for the Cohens anyway. They're the only ones who really care.
I think it's amazing. And if for a special dinner, well, because you're plating it, this is a special thing that you're making with
Right.
this flour tortilla that I would never do it. No.
Well, it's not the same if you don't.
That is correct. And yet I still wouldn't.
That's why you have me. Let me do it. Just stand back, sweetness. Okay, you can hold it under if you want. So it's getting both sides. And you'll kind of see when it's done.
Are you making two of them? Or are you just doing one?
I can just do one for time. Because we got to get to the fish.
That took like a minute. It
Yeah.
took no time at all.
No time. Okay. Salt it. That's why you don't want to necessarily oversalt your seasoning either. All right. So let's get to the fish. I'm going to get my pan while that's frying. I'm going to get the pan hot.
There's something in there.
Okay. You get the pan hot. You're going to put oil and butter in the pan to sear this fish. Okay. There's the butter. There's the oil. Why oil and butter? Why oil?
To make it like a good crust? I don't know.
Yeah, but why else? Why else do you put butter in the oil?
I don't know.
Because if you just put butter in there and try to sear, the butter will burn, and the oil keeps it at a higher burn point, so it won't burn the butter as quickly. And you'll have that buttery flavor and that crisp texture.
Ellen
All right,
goes-
we're getting ready.
Ellen goes, so no burn.
Correct. The oil protects the butter. All right, there you go. All right, so before we get started with the fish, Jonathan Cohen,
That looks good too.
what are we doing with the fish? What do we do with the fish? Give me the course. Give me the rundown.
That's a lot of open-endedness.
All right. What do we do to season the fish? How about that? That's a better way of
What
doing
type
that.
of oil did you use in the pan with the butter? Vegetable, correct?
Vegetable, yep. All right, we do salt and pepper and what, Jonathan? Salt and pepper and what puts the crust?
Dry out overnight, put seasoning on and sugar on it.
Sugar. Nice.
Dang. That's salt.
Right. I put sugar on it already.
Yeah. We got an exclamation point with the sugar.
All right. I'm gonna fry it up.
And this is sea bass.
This is the sea bass.
And where did you get the sea bass?
Sea bass. I get the frozen Costco, which is unbelievable. Now this one. So I thought I had two fillets in the freezer, but I didn't. So just to make a point, I said you could use any whitefish. This is a piece of cod. That's the sea bass. Okay. So you can use any whitefish that you really want.
And you use salt, pepper, and sugar both sides.
Both sides. No, you don't have to sugar both sides.
No?
No.
Is the frozen really good?
Frozen's
I
great.
think it's really good too. This is what we always eat.
Well, how it works, don't be afraid of the frozen, because what happens is they catch the fish, they freeze it, they blast freeze it on the boat, which holds it in a suspended state. Kind of like if you're a Star Wars fan, had Han Solo, he was kind of frozen in time, right, by Jabba the Hutt. He wasn't dead, he was just suspended. So that's what happens to the fish. When the fish comes back from frozen to thaw, it goes right back to, it's not aged, it hasn't aged at all. It's as fresh as it was right off the boat. So you're going to sear it. A couple of minutes each side.
How's it going, Leo? How's it going, buddy?
Look at Leo. He's like, he just knows something's coming.
How do you know when it's done and ready to be flipped?
So you'll watch it. You'll watch it kind of crawl up the side to be less raw. Also, if you want to check it, is that you'll be able to, right now, it won't separate. But when fish is cooked, it will flake off into the sections.
No garlic powder. I guess you could do garlic powder.
Yeah, you could do garlic powder.
This is black pepper and salt and sugar.
Yeah, but you've got garlic. You're going to have garlic in your relish.
Relish, yeah.
Right? Okay.
So that is the cod. Wait,
That's the cod. That's the sea bass. Yep, but that's definitely, see the lines? Mm-hmm. The lines, the fat lines from the fish. Those will be when the fish is ready and you push on it. It'll separate right at the fat lines. Okay. Almost ready. Now you can put it in the oven if you want to finish it in the oven.
So it was just a sprinkle of sugar?
Yeah, just a sprinkle of sugar. Yep.
Just to caramelize it on
Right.
the top.
So you're not trying to overcook the fish, but you're trying to get that crisp
on
on the outside, right? Okay.
It looks so good.
It's a really good thing. Now, last time I did finish it in the oven, and you definitely can do that, and I probably will. But for time's sake, I am going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and finish. Oh, because we're pushing the hour.
Can't you just finish it in here?
Yeah, we will, but I can go ahead and plate it and finish it later.
But it's not going to be raw.
I'm not going to eat it right now. We're not going to eat it. We're going to finish it. They know how to finish. They can finish the fish. You want to have it like an internal temperature of probably 135 to 140 for the fish.
It smells really good.
Oh yeah, Meryl, Costco fish. I'm not kidding. The Kirkland brand. Here, look. Look, it's this right here. The Kirkland brand, because what Costco doesn't make anything. They private label from these top manufacturers. So they buy enough and just put it in their package. So yeah, so don't be afraid of the Costco brand. Seriously. Costco brand itself is great. Okay. Okay, well that's...
Oh, man. That's funny.
That's funny. Hey, it's a fire alarm, Gail.
That's funny.
That's funny. There we go. All right, I got to turn my hood on. I was afraid that was going to happen. That's funny.
That was funny.
Does that bring back memories, Michelle?
It does,
Every
yeah.
time you hear a fire alarm, I think of you.
Woo!
Woo, nice. Okay, so I'm just going to put the fish off to the side real quick. Y'all
That
can
one
continue.
done too?
Oh yeah. Y'all can finish it in the pan, or you can finish it in your oven. Okay. But for time's sake, I'm gonna let y'all go. But I'm gonna finish. Now we're gonna plate this up. Okay.
Karen Levy says that your fire alarm woke up her dog. That's funny.
Should I turn it back on again?
No.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Everybody, go get the relish. Okay. Got everything to put it all together. Okay. You're gonna take your chip. So instead of how do I secure it? Jonathan Cohen, how do I secure this chip?
Oh my god.
How do I secure it so it's not full?
Please stop picking on me.
No, he's not. That's kind of for everybody. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use sour cream in the Ziploc pastry bag as we've shown you before. and you're going to use it like glue. Okay? You're going to use it like glue to kind of hold everything down. All right? Now, if you notice this when you go to restaurants, you'll see this too. And put it right on top. Just to prove a point.
Just magic.
Just to prove a point.
Magic. Jonathan goes, good question.
All right. So once you've drained this, all right, what you're going to do is you're going to take this salsa, relish, and you're going to put it right in the middle here. All right, we're going to plate this up. And you can do whatever you'd like, to how much ever you want to put on a chip. Okay? You got to take your piece of fish.
When you say finish it in the oven, what was that again?
So you pan sear it for a couple minutes on each side, and then put it in the oven.
But why do you do that?
So it doesn't overcook it in the pan, because you got direct heat versus indirect heat in the oven. So the oven will finish it. Actually, I'm going to use this little flatter. It looks a little bit better.
Is it cod?
That's the cod, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's a little big too. That's okay. We'll go with the sea bass. It's fine. All right. Then you're going to take your sour cream.
Sour cream.
Okay. Then you're going to take a little salsa. Any salsa, red, yellow, green, it doesn't matter.
So it has a little Mexican flair
Yeah.
to this.
And you can take some of the...
Or you have the cilantro.
I am. Oh my
Top
God.
it off with
Yep.
the cilantro.
Not done with that yet. So you take some of
that's
the...
pretty.
You take some of the relish. You just kind of decorate the plate. And you come over here and you get a little cilantro, and you just put it right on top.
Yum.
And y'all, the recipe cooking was basic and simple, but when you put that in front of someone that's a guest of yours, they're going to think you slaved all day long, right? And this is the moment I was kind of waiting for, because that's the plate that I love to look at. It's amazing, because again, real simple, but that is a dinner. And you put that plate in front of somebody, they're going to be like, whoa, Jonathan Cohen, I want pictures.
He also said he wants a request for a flank steak 1 week.
Okay, I have a great flank steak. We can definitely do that. But next week we are baking, and I will have the list out probably Wednesday, late Wednesday for you. And any suggestions on baking? Because I want to do a chocolate tart with an almond crust is what I want to do. But if y'all have any suggestions, let me know. That's dinner.
Enjoy.
Hope y'all enjoy that. As always, Michelle and I love it. We're going to post it to YouTube. Please go like us on YouTube. And we'll see you next week. Any questions?
No.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. See you next week.